In the hills of Argyll is Scotland's biggest ballet school, just this year awarded as the best in Britain. Ballet West is a £9,000 a year family-run boarding school where 16-year-olds come to study dance far from distraction. But the seclusion also conceals its secrets.
I was groomed and had a sexual relationship with Jonathan Barton when I was a student, at 16 years old.
You were 16?
I was 16, yeah.
And he's the vice principal of the school?
Yes.
I'm Jonathan Barton, principal dancer with the Ballet West International Touring Company.
This is Jonathan Barton. He's 38 years old, now former vice principal of Ballet West and son of the school's principal and founder, Gillian Barton. Our investigation has heard from more than 60 women with a range of allegations about him, from bullying to grooming and sexual contact with students. These span as far back as 2004 and as recently as 2018.
He's very charming. He is powerful. There's no way you can complain about him. His mum also was the principal at the time. Going to the mother of the predator, at 16 years old, is just... it's not right.
We've now spoken to ex-students, parents and staff at the school. One of Barton's former colleagues told us they quit because they felt their job was like pimping for him, bringing in new students each year who were so excited and seeing previous girls who left broken. Another graduate from the school told us the Barton family were the gatekeepers to a career in dance, an influence Jonathan exploited again and again.
They were really responsible for what happened in your dance career. They know a lot of people in high places.
Do you think Jonathan knew that? Would that be something he would hold over you?
Yes, absolutely. I think he picked his victims really carefully.
What did he do to you?
He started a sexual relationship with me when I was 16.
You were a student?
Yes.
How did that come about?
So the text messages, they went on for ages and ages and ages. And then you'd be invited up to his room in the middle of the night. Again, maybe silly of me, but at 16 you thought it was really exciting. I've now found the strength to talk about it. I know what he did to me was wrong, and I'm not blaming myself anymore.
Our investigation has also heard corroborated allegations about Barton's unorthodox teaching methods. Shannon wanted to speak to us about this without anonymity.
The way he was crouching down with you, his head was literally in between your legs. And, you wouldn't think anything of that at the time because you trust your ballet teacher to not be anything inappropriate. But this was a technique I've never seen before, ever. This past year, I've really come back to being my normal self because they totally broke me. But I'm glad, I'm starting to get back to my normal self because it was a tough time. Sorry.
Former students also told us that during ballet lessons, Barton would become visibly aroused.
Sometimes he wouldn't even try and disguise this. And obviously we were all just girls, stood in our leotards and tights, so it was obviously very, it was disturbing and it was very embarrassing. It was a very disturbing thing, and that happened on a number of occasions.
We've now been told the ballet school was made aware of concerns about Jonathan Barton's behaviour. But those who complained, like Annie, say they suffered the consequences.
So this is just a book my gran made up of all my happy memories from dancing. And then this is where it all ended when I went to Ballet West. All because of this man here, Jonathan Barton.
Worried her vice principal was grooming a younger housemate at school, she and two other girls reported it to the principal.
We basically got told to shut up and stop making rumours up.
That's by the principal?
Yeah.
Who happens to be Jonathan Barton's mother?
Yeah. And that's it. Our lives after that were just made hell.
In what way?
And just the bullying, you know, the humiliation in front of the full school.
You think he did it because you tried to complain about him grooming girls?
Yeah, yeah. When it should have been followed up, but nothing was. So just swept under the carpet.
Annie reported Jonathan Barton in 2012, but we can now reveal that just 2 years ago, Ballet West received another complaint. It was about him having inappropriate sexual contact with a student. And we have evidence that in 2018, the school board conducted an internal investigation, and Jonathan Barton was issued with a written warning. But he was allowed to continue teaching here, and until yesterday, he was still Vice Principal of Ballet West.
And Peter is here. Peter, I'm not going to lie, I'm sure everyone watching will have been as horrified as I was, frankly, listening to the emotion in those women's voices. How has the school responded?
Well, these are harrowing allegations. The school said that they're conducting an internal inquiry now, an internal inquiry being the operative word there. Jonathan Barton has resigned. We have tonight also heard from the Royal Academy of Dance, that's the body that accredits ballet teachers. They say that as of tonight, his membership has been suspended. Ballet West have provided us with a statement, Tom. They say earlier this week, the school was made aware of accusations being made against a member of staff by former students. The safety and well-being of students is of paramount importance, and these allegations came as a shock to the school. We have no complaint from any student about such behaviour, and to our knowledge, no complaint has been made to the police or other authority. However, given the nature of the accusations, the board initiated an immediate internal inquiry to establish the facts. Jonathan Barton's own legal team has also been in touch with us. They say he denies everything. He completely denies these allegations, and they said it is with a heavy heart that he has offered his resignation. We do obviously have to acknowledge here that these women have spoken to us following in the footsteps of those brave women that spoke after the ITV News team investigation into abuse in British gymnastics. And it is thanks to their courage that Jonathan Barton is no longer teaching at Ballet West, and he is no longer the vice principal at that school.